SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flo.
In the headlines, SVG and Ghana to establish joint commission on development to push economic relations between both countries. Assets of public officers in Grenada, which includes politicians, may soon be made public. President Trump again facing criticism after saying he will take damaging info from a foreign power on 2020 presidential opponents. And in sports, Windies to host India in August for 2-test series. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Thursday, June 13th, 2019. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. A joint communique was signed at Cabinet Room yesterday afternoon between the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, and Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. The joint communique seeks to develop a cooperation between the two countries and has on its agenda a meeting in Ghana capital city Accra early next year to see how the two countries can develop and push economic relations between nations. Ghana's President Akufo-Addo said they are looking forward to starting the cooperation, which the diaspora will benefit from and by extension all Vincentians.
Very well laid out by the Prime Minister. The Joint Commission for Development Cooperation that we want to establish between our two countries, and already a timetable has been given to its first sitting. I believe the first quarter of next year has been agreed for a meeting in Accra to see how we can develop and push economic relations between us. The South-South cooperation, a lot of it is in talk. I think that concrete steps like what we began to take means that we'll begin to walk the talk, and it's important that we do so.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said the Joint Commission will address issues facing both countries as they further strengthen their relations, which he said is of paramount importance going forward. PM Gonsalves assured the Ghanaian president that efforts will be made to push for CARICOM to adopt the proposal for the establishment of the Africa, Brazil, Caribbean Diaspora of African Commission.
On which a number of matters would be hammered out. It would take place in Ghana. And at CARICOM meeting in St. Lucia in July, I will get the acceptance. I'll push and get the acceptance for the establishment of the Africa, Brazil, Caribbean Diaspora of Africa Commission to do the kinds of solidarity and unity which His Excellency has been speaking about, and to do so within our own strategic interest. So basically, all that I want to say, but this has been a great visit.
The Ghanaian president welcomes the establishment of such a commission and said it also should be the focus at the next African states meeting in Miami in July, which he will be attending.
Address other matters, including the ABCD idea that Prime Minister Gonsalves has been talking about with such passion. I think it's a very important idea because we see the groupings that are taking place in the world today, we would be lacking and confining ourselves again to being marginalized if we don't also wake up and see the necessity to strengthen and create our own groupings that work for our interests.
The visit of the Ghana president concluded with a cocktail reception at the official residence of the Prime Minister. At the event, the Ghanaian president was presented with a token of appreciation by PM Gonzalez. President Akufo-Addo thanked the Prime Minister and all Vincentians for a wonderful visit, which he said was fruitful, and promised to visit again in the not-too-distant future.
By first of all, finding a way to solve the problem of transportation, how we find a bridge over the Atlantic, and then the consequential things that will flow from that. We've continued those discussions, and I'm confident that very soon we're going to get concrete results out of them. So I want to thank you all very much for coming out this evening to come and meet with me and members of my delegation. We've had a thoroughly wonderful day here in St. Vincent's and the Grenadines. And the moderator who said that one day I should come back and have a holiday here in the islands is going to be surprised. I'll be here sooner than she thinks. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
At the reception, there were performances from a number of local artists who entertained the Ghanaian president and his delegation. Here is a snippet of some of the performances.
Because we remember where we came from. As Afro-Vincentians, our ancestry lies within Africa, especially West Africa. G-H-A-N-A, Ghana! Yes!
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We love you and we hope to see you again. Prime Minister, we love you. Listen, from the Panya to Victoria Park, oh, the bands them lining up to play. This is our culture.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, in an address to the nation today, made an appeal to all Vincentians, in particular the churches, to offer up prayers and give thanks for the historic feat achieved by SVG in securing a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council.
I humbly request, fellow Vincentians, and I request of all churches in our country to engage their respective congregations, perhaps this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, in thanksgiving and in prayerful consideration for the further upliftment of our nation and the world.
Reflecting on the decade campaign leading up to the vote, which was held last Friday, June 7th, PM Gonzalez said it was not an easy journey and that he is happy the hard work put in by government officials and other persons paid off.
Our triumph at the United Nations General Assembly is, among other things, an inspiration for our young people to set meaningful goals and work assiduously to achieve them. It is a reaffirmation of our oft-stated principle that although we are not better than anyone, no one is better than us. We can all achieve a better world together. We start with our own individual efforts.
Looking ahead, PM Gonzalez said despite SVG being a small island state, taking up its seat among 14 other nations on the UN Security Council from January 2020 will be a proud moment for the nation. The PM again thanked all the countries in the region and beyond which voted for SVG to be elected as a non-permanent member on the UN Security Council. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Gonzalez left the state today for an official visit to the Seychelles. He will be accompanied by Janelle Adams, Minister Counselor in the Office of the SVG High Commission to the United Kingdom. During his stay over in London, Prime Minister Gonzalez is expected to meet with several potential investors and will hold a town hall event for Vincentians in the United Kingdom. He is expected to spend 2 weeks in the Seychelles, and SVG will be represented at the 4th sitting of the OECS Assembly to take place in Antigua on Monday, June 17, 2019. Among those in attendance will be Minister of Finance and Economic Planning Camila Gonzalez, Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar, Leader of the Opposition Dr. Godwin Friday, and Opposition MP for the Southern Grenadines Terence Oliver. SVG's ambassador to the OECS and CARICOM, Alan Alexander, will accompany Ministers Camila Gonzalez and Sabota Caesar to the meeting of the OECS Authority, which will also be held in Antigua on June 18. Head of a Cuban Trade Commission who paid a visit to SVG last week, Jesus Gonzalez, said he was impressed by the level of organization shown by the local business community. Speaking at a news conference last Friday, Gonzalez said their visit revealed some impressive information about this country's capabilities.
Surprise. He promised that we will be surprised, and we got a few surprises, still some more surprises to come. We realized that you do have important industries, being a small country, but the industries and the facilities that we visited are indeed very well organized. As he said, we went to a metal industry. We also went to the flour mill and to Kendrell's, which does doors and some important items that are used in tourism and in construction, and we are most impressed for what we saw.
Gonzalez said the team is looking for companies which have export-ready products, which will lead to healthy trade relationships between SVG and Cuba.
Forward to find also in St. Vincent and the Grenadines some partners which could export some goods to Cuba and at the same time enjoy some of the products that we do produce in our country. I think the best way to move ahead will be to establish a two-way venue in which we can get to know each other better, which we do need to get each other better, and to provide facilitation for trade and businesses between both countries. The impression of the team is great. We very much appreciate the dedication, and we thank very much the ambassador because he's been hosting this visit, and he's been trying to make this visit a reality for a long time, and finally we've done so. This visit will not stay here. We plan to make a follow-up. We plan to establish synergies between traders from Cuba and St. Vincent, and we're sure we'll get positive results in the near future. Thank you.
Phase 2 of exercise trade winds to commence here tomorrow with an official opening ceremony. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Sponsored in part by Flow.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home. SVG's preferred funeral home.
Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the First St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the First St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionsSVG.org.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Sale, sale, sale! It's Island Style Interiors hotly anticipated annual Carnival clearance sale. Building or renovating while others fret. Come get some of our best deals yet. Massive savings on tiles to be had with discounts of 15 to 35% off on overstocked or clearance ceramic and porcelain tiles. Plus, buy all we have in low stock model and watch your discounts skyrocket with a huge 50% off. Sale starts now and goes up until Carnival Saturday. Call 457 Tile or visit us in the Adams Brothers Building, Ellisville.
This season, experience all the sports you love. Whether on a large screen or a mobile device, you've got the best seat in the house. Share the moment with you and your family from wherever you are with the latest products from Quartz. Get it now with Ready Finance. Don't miss a moment of the action. It's Sports Mania at Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back. Phase 2 of exercise Trade Winds will commence here tomorrow with an official opening ceremony to be held at the decommissioned E.T. Joshua Airport from 10 in the morning. Phase 1 of the exercise was held in the Dominican Republic from May 30th to June 8th. Phase 2, which will be hosted here, will also run for 1 week and will conclude on Friday, June 21st. Exercise Trade Winds is a combined joint exercise conducted in 3 phases, focused on building the capacity of U.S. and Caribbean forces to better respond to natural disasters as well as land and maritime threats. A news release from the SVG Police Force, which is hosting the exercise here, said participating countries look to improve security mission and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief responses through an exchange of knowledge and expertise. Exercise Trade Winds is approved by the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and is sponsored by the U.S. Southern Command. Minister of Finance and Economic Planning Camilo Gonzalez said a phased approach is on the way to make SVG the cleanest and greenest country in the Caribbean. Gonzalez was at the time speaking at a ceremony held last Saturday at the Brighton Beach to commemorate World Ocean Day. The day's activity began with a beach cleanup and a tree planting ceremony as part of efforts to restore the area's natural beauty and defenses against erosion.
We plant fat pork and sea grapes along the dunes. We are going to try to restore some of the dunes using some geoengineering. And we are going to place educational signs along the way. So when you're going on your walk, you will see this is this kind of tree. You will learn about the importance of dunes. You will learn about the mangroves on the far end of the sea, on the far end of the beach. And you will learn about fisheries and the health of our ocean and coastline going forward. So you will be able to say to somebody, come down to Brighton Bay and let us hang out and let us have a good time. And the reason we're having this event today with the music and Rodney Spall and his band is to open people's minds to the possibility of this location as somewhere that you can have events. Because they didn't have a lot of events here ever. But once this becomes an attraction, people will be able to say, you know, I remember there was a little stage here and Rodney and his band played some sweet music. Maybe we could have another event down on Brighton Bay in the future. And so we don't only restore it to keep it pristine, but we restore it to use and to enjoy for this community and for the entirety of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's what we're going for.
Minister Gonsalves said it is his hope that under the transformation plan, the Brighton Beach along with the Salt Pond can become major attractions for tourists and locals alike.
Currently, the road to Salt Pond is being built and resurfaced. And then the facility that was there at the beach is being demolished so that we can build a new facility with gazebos, with stores, with a fire pit, so that when tourists come off the cruise ship, they will have somewhere to enjoy and to spend some money. And when locals want to enjoy Brighton Salt Pond, there will be a facility there for their use. The two beaches, therefore, have the potential together to become a major attraction in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And if you follow the coast further along, you get, as Mr. Harry said, you get to the South Coast Marine Park, which will be a protected area. You get to Villa Beach, which is already a major tourist area, but we're going to develop it and protect it further. And you realize that across the southern corner of East St. George, you have the potential to be the guardians of some of the most beautiful stretches of coastline anywhere on mainland St. Vincent. And that is the objective that we're going for here today.
The East St. George MP said with a ban on sand mining at the Brighton Beach and that of styrofoam, the government is also looking to ban certain plastic materials. He said these measures will foster a cleaner and greener SVG.
All of that restores this bay to the place of prominence where it once existed in younger people's minds. And that's the objective here, to make this bay a special place again in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If I was Donald Trump, I would say make Brighton great again. But we're going to make this bay great again. That's the plan we have. And then going forward later this year, we have banned styrofoam. We're going to start to ban certain plastics in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So certain plastic bags, not everything, but certain plastic bags, we're going to start phasing them out. You're going to have to bring your own bag, or you're going to have to use a paper bag. But we have to buy a crocus bag, or something like that. Because, and we did it before as people, you know. Plastic just come the other day in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But we are going to protect our environment by getting rid of these plastics in our environment, getting rid of them in our bodies, getting rid of them in our environment. So we're taking a phased approach to make St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I repeat it, the cleanest and the greenest country anywhere in the Caribbean.
Carnival Beat is coming right up.
All right.
The Adrenaline Mass Band is confident that its presentation this year will give them the opportunity to be among the top 3 places in the Mass Band of the Year competition. This year, Adrenaline's presentation focuses on ancient warriors under the theme Road of the Valkyries, which was chosen by one of the band leaders. The band's presentation is made up of 8 sections, including 3 male sections. Band leader Denise Ashton said that last year's result was very disappointing, but it motivated them to push harder this year so that they will be among the top 3 winners.
Okay, we have a blue and pink. That one is called Gundle. We have predominantly orange, that is Herja. Our green costume is called Cara. We have the one right behind me here, it's called Brunhill. And this next pink here, it's called Air. Okay, this year we had the challenge of spot space for our display, or tent per se. We ended up having to rent a showroom and having to build our mass at my home actually. So we are in two places, which is a bit difficult because sometimes you may want to work on something and it's at the showroom while you're at your home and you need to see what it looks like. Okay, and without our fantastic sponsors, we would not be able to pull it off. So we would like to give much praise and thanks to each and every one of our sponsors that came on board for our 2019 presentation.
Okay, thank you. Ashton said that one of the main challenges they were faced with this year was to find a place to set up their mass presentation, as they had to relocate from their previous mass tent.
This year, actually, I'm going to speak it loud and I'm going to speak it proud. We have brought a concept, a theme that I know it's a winning theme. And at the end of the day, we'll see, you know, what the judges think about it. But this is our 12th year and we have gone through the ringer. We have studied what it takes, you know, what you need to do to arrive at this point, and we feel that we have arrived at this point this year. Last year was not, in terms of, I don't know what it was, but we were in the bottom half of the rankings for last year, which I don't understand. People with the same concepts and type of mass that we have were in the top half, while we ended up in the bottom half for whatever reason. Well, I guess the judges know. So I hope at least they did their little studying up and they know how to judge based on concept and color and impact and all that. So, well, I actually went to a judge's workshop for myself to see what it is that they need to do and so on. So I hope this year that all is well and everybody is on the same page.
Ashton is urging masqueraders to be part of the adrenaline experience this year.
Located on the ground floor of the Baines building, that's the big blue building next to Bank of St. Vincent, that's at Heritage Square area there. After you come into the second gate, the second set's a gate after you leave the bank, you have to pass the stairs and then you come into the next door. We are right next to the hair salon. Yeah, and we still have some sections that are available. The price range from $700 and up. We are encouraging folks to come in. You know, we do give discounts, so you can come in and see what we have in store for you. Adrenaline is an all-inclusive band where we give you breakfast, we give you lunch, you get unlimited drinks, we have road security, we have good vibes all day long. So I can guarantee you a fantastic time if you play mass with Adrenaline.
All right.
That was Carnival Beat. Assets of public officers in Grenada, which includes politicians, may soon be made public. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
Local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy,
juicy. Drink today, juicy, juicy. Same great taste, juicy, juicy. The original drink, it's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Hello.
Hello. What is going on? Hello.
No, hold on.
Hello. You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my God, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
This is Jake's Kitchen, the most trendy place to customize your kitchen in all of SVG. And when we say trendy, you better believe it's hot. Because we've got the latest in stylish kitchen accessories and fittings at astonishingly available prices. Guaranteed to make your kitchen bling bling. And our new arrivals will do just that. Step up to our showroom, upstairs Caribbean Glass in Kingstown, and make your kitchen the envy of all. When you're customized by Jake's Kitchen, you don't keep up with the neighbors. Oh no, the neighbors better keep up with you.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal, at the cruise ship terminal. It's a great venue to rent for functions, secure parking, great ambiance. At the cruise ship terminal, at the cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your function with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal, convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal, the cruise ship terminal.
Pete is a perfectionist and a profound performer who perseveres proudly, procuring a promotion per annum. Meanwhile, Freddie frustratedly fumbles to figure out his own formula for fulfillment. Pete preserves his prime physical condition by picking at perfect produce, perfecting posture while pumping ponderous poundages, pursuing personal peace, and prudently purchasing prime sleeping apparatus. Your best day starts tonight with a sleep-on-it mattress from Quartz.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited and Digicel SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors and children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Hello.
Hello. What is going on? Hello.
No, hold on.
Hello. You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my God, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Welcome to our news from the region. Soon the assets of public officers in Grenada, which includes politicians, may be made public in Grenada. That's according to the Integrity Commission, as the country is lauded for its work. The Commission is hosting a week-long capacity building training supported by the Commonwealth Secretariat. We hear more in this GBN News report.
The assets of public officers may soon be open to scrutiny. At the moment, asset declaration is kept confidentially by the Integrity Commission. However, this may change soon, as according to the chairperson of the Integrity Commission, they are ensuring that Grenada maintains best practices in combating corruption within the public service. In 2015, Grenada ratified the Organization of American States Inter-American Convention Against Corruption and the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. The Commission's chair, Nandy Trotman-Joseph, calls this a critical move.
Right now, Grenada, we follow the regional model of the Inter-American Convention Against Corruption, and that requires secret declarations. In the future, because we have now ratified the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, it means that all of our information may one day become public once you're receiving money from the public treasury. So in the near future, we can look forward to seeing that. So it brings a level of accountability, it changes our culture, it's not business as usual.
According to the Integrity in Public Life legislation, all public officers, whether on contract or appointed by the Public Service Commission, earning more than $2,000 should declare their assets. Trotman-Joseph added that Grenada's compliance system was recently lauded at the Regional Anti-Corruption Commonwealth session. This, she says, is among success stories which has brought about continued support by the Commonwealth Secretariat, leading to this week's workshop. Consultant of the review program, Colin MacDonald, says the training targets capacity building.
The first part of it speaks directly to the review. So the workshop today is part of that, where we would be having feedback from people who were involved. And the second part of it, which would take place for half day tomorrow and Friday, would be a training program.
St. Lucia's acting Prime Minister Leonard Montu says the CARICOM Impacts Report is affecting the psyche of the island's police officers and emboldening criminals. The minister's statement comes at a time when concern about crime in St. Lucia is at an all-time high. We hear more in this DBS News report.
A 2012 U.S. State Department report alleged that a series of police killings were unlawful. This led to a suspension of all U.S. assistance to law enforcement and demands for the involved officers to be prosecuted. The Implementation Agency for Crime and Security in the Caribbean, IMPACTS, was brought in to investigate the allegations by the U.S. The resulting report was submitted to the DPP for further action. In the interim, there has been concern about the impact of the allegations on the morale of police officers who have been accused of planting weapons at crime scenes and other illegal acts. Acting Prime Minister Leonard Montu says the psychological impact of the delay in concluding the matter on the involved officers is unescapable. He's also worried that the situation has served to embolden criminals.
I'm hoping that this whole thing eventually goes away, so that the police, in terms of their confidence, their psyche and everything else, can be satisfied that they have the full support of the government and the community behind them when it comes to crime.
Mr. Matut, who is also the Grosile MP, says there has not been any increase in crime there. He says government has made a concerted effort to tackle crime. The opening of the forensic lab, the appointment of the DPP, and providing his office with additional resources are some of government's successes in that regard. Additionally, the police have been given more equipment.
We have equipped the police with more vehicles, bikes, in terms of the additional numbers of boots on the road. All of those initiatives will contribute.
Mr. Matut admits that the government has not achieved its goal in fighting crime, but he believes it's on the right path.
President Trump again facing criticism after saying he will take damaging info from a foreign power on 2020 presidential opponents. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited and Digicel SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Hello? Hello? What is going on? Hello?
No, hold on.
Hello? You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my God, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your day done set? Set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner. Turn your own keys. Set for life.
A funeral is considered as the last goodbye. The memories are for you, the family and loved ones. Joseph da Silva Sr. Memorial Funeral Home sympathizes and understands the grieving process. They go the extra mile, offering counseling, private funeral, chapel service, night viewing and church service, along with other services expected at a professional funeral home. Visit the office at Mesopotamia. A warm, modern, and customer-friendly environment awaits you. Joseph da Silva Sr. Memorial Funeral Home, offering affordability in time of need. We are here. We care.
There are signs everywhere. Pay attention whether you're male or female. Visit your health center to get screened. It's a preliminary test to determine if you are exposed to the HIV virus, an STI, or tuberculosis. Some people who are HIV positive also have tuberculosis. But there's hope. Tuberculosis can be cured. And yes, you can live a full life with HIV. Talk to your doctor. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB, HIV. Encourage everyone to get tested.
Carrie can't seem to catch a wink and is craving a catnap. Meanwhile, Mary marvels at the majesty of her Monday morning, masterfully making multiple meals for many miners, mindfully making the most of every moment, making ready to move mountains, and mustering the masses to march out the door on time. Concurrently, Carrie clumsily corrals the kids to carry on to class, as Mary muses on memories of purchasing her marvelous mattress. Your best day starts tonight with a Sleep On It mattress from Quartz.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Carrez Distribution Limited.
Welcome to the international news. U.S. President Donald Trump is facing criticism after saying he would listen to damaging information from a foreign power on political rivals leading up to the 2020 elections. Asked in an interview with ABC News on Wednesday if he would accept the information or alert the FBI, Trump said he would see nothing wrong in accepting the information. We hear more in this report.
Called from a country, Norway. We have information on your opponent. Oh, I think I'd want to hear it.
President Trump making a stunning admission, telling ABC News he's willing to accept damaging information from a foreign power about political rivals ahead of the 2020 election instead of immediately informing the FBI.
I think maybe you do both. I think you might want to listen. There's nothing wrong with listening.
The president also shutting down the idea that a foreign government like Russia or China providing material about his opponents is against the law.
It's not an interference. They have information. I think I'd take it. If I thought there was something wrong, I'd go maybe to the FBI if I thought there was something wrong. But when somebody comes up with Oppo research, right? They come up with Oppo research. Oh, let's call the FBI. The FBI doesn't have enough agents to take care of it.
Mr. Trump's words clashing with his own attorney general.
If a foreign intelligence service, a representative of a foreign government says, we have dirt on your opponent, should they say, I love it, let's meet, or should they contact the FBI?
Foreign intelligence service does, yes.
And his FBI director, who issued this warning last month.
If any public official or member of any campaign is contacted by any nation state or anybody acting on behalf of a nation state about influencing or interfering with our election, then that's something that the FBI would want to know about.
Trump saying he strongly disagrees.
This is somebody that said, we have information on your opponent. Oh, let me call the FBI. Give me a break. Life doesn't work that way.
The FBI director says that's what should happen.
The FBI director is wrong.
On Capitol Hill, Democrats outraged by President Trump's apparent readiness to cooperate with foreign adversaries.
Donald Trump has made it clear that he will engage in any action, no matter how unethical or unpatriotic, that he will go right up to the line of what's legal, and indeed it looks like he crossed that line many times.
2020 presidential hopefuls igniting an even hotter firestorm toward Mr. Trump from the campaign trail.
It's outrageous, and it tells me the guy just doesn't understand the job and can't do it very well.
Former Vice President Joe Biden tweeting, this isn't about politics, it's a threat to our national security. Senator Bernie Sanders also weighing in, saying he's not shocked.
I think we have a president who neither understands the Constitution of the United States or respects the Constitution.
And that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, we take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Caress Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents, and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Caress Distribution Limited.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Now for a local weather forecast. Present conditions cloudy with light showers. Winds east at 7 kilometers per hour. Temperature 25.7 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 96%. Barometric pressure 1014.6 millibars. 24-hour rainfall 1.9 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 30.3 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 23.8 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:31 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 5:38 a.m. The forecast, partly cloudy to cloudy with occasionally scattered showers. And now a synopsis. A tropical wave is affecting the islands.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Welcome to the evening sports. The West Indies will begin their bid to become World Test champions when they host India for 5 weeks starting in August. The 2-test series will also include 3 T20 internationals and 3 one-day internationals. The first test has been scheduled for August 22nd to 26th at the Vivian Richards Cricket Ground in Antigua, while Sabina Park in Kingston, Jamaica will stage the second test from August 30th to September 3rd. The My Team 11 series starts with 3 T20 internationals, with the first 2 matches contested back-to-back on the weekend of August 3rd and 4th at the Broward County Stadium in the city of Lauderhill in the American state of Florida. The last of the 3 T20 internationals in the My Team 11 series will be played on August 6th at the National Stadium in Guyana, where the series also transitions to the 50 overs-a-side format, with the first one-day international taking place on August 8th. The first time in 3 decades, the 2 sides will contest a one-day international in the South American nation. The My Dream 11 One-Day International Series concludes with matches on August 11th and 14th at the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad. The 2 tests open the new ICC World Test Championship, which will be played over the next 2 years and has been introduced to give greater context and competition in the ultimate test of the game, combining strategy, skill, and endurance. 5 groups from St. Vincent and the Grenadines participated in the 2019 Whitsuntide Games held in Grenada last weekend and produced exceptional performances. High Performance Track Club, who had the biggest contingent for any of the Vincentian clubs, participated in almost every event where they won 20 medals and broke a record. That Academy had outstanding performances from all the athletes as they won 10 medals and broke a record as well. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Grammar School was the only school from SVG that took part in the Whitsuntide Games. Grammar School, who are the defending male division inter-school athletic champions for the last 8 years, won 10 medals and broke 2 of the game's records. Exceed Sports Club was the smallest group out of all the groups on show, but they had some very good performances which saw them winning 5 medals. Excel Track Team had very good performances from each and every athlete as they won 2 medals. Meanwhile, Vincentian Kimori Sherman represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Men's International Open 400 meter and 200 meter, where he placed 1st and 8th with times of 46.66 seconds and 22.16 seconds respectively. He then teamed up with O.J. Jackson, Javier Saxon and Yannick Murray to place 2nd in one of our strongest races, the Men's Open 4x400 meter. India and New Zealand took a point each and remained the only unbeaten teams in the ICC World Cup tournament as rain prevented even a toss from happening today. A result would have either further solidified New Zealand's position at the top or helped India nudge ahead of Australia into 2nd place with a game in hand. The abandonment follows an uninspiring trend this week where 2 games have failed to start and 1 was called off less than an hour into play. The 3 abandoned games in this World Cup are an anomaly as far as this tournament goes, considering there were only 2 before this edition since its start in 1975. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
A new name in pharmaceuticals has come to SVG, and that name is Q-Care. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality. Q-Care Pharmaceuticals is located uptown Kingstown on Halifax Street in the Gecko Building, right opposite the General Post Office. Q-Care opens Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays until 1:30 p.m. We fill your prescriptions promptly. We invite you to come in and experience the new standard in pharmaceuticals. Q-Care, where the Q always stands for quality.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware, we've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, we've got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
This season, experience all the sports you love. Whether on a large screen or a mobile device, you've got the best seat in the house. Share the moment with you and your family from wherever you are with the latest products from Quartz. Get it now with Ready Finance. Don't miss a moment of the action. It's Sports Mania at Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back. 30 players from South Rivers were introduced to volleyball last weekend during the second leg of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Volleyball Association's Learn the Sport grassroots program, aimed at teaching the fundamental skills of the sport to young people in the communities across St. Vincent. Former national players Marlon Williams and Crystal Ralph, as well as national coach Vance Andrews, conducted the session. The next legs of the program will be at Langley Park on Saturday, at Mesopotamia on the 22nd, at Daphne on the 29th, and at Layou on the 13th July. Enams went on a goal-scoring spree yesterday afternoon at the Canaan Playing Field, beating Mount Pleasant 8-1 in the Kirk de Silva St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation Exposé SVG Marico Village Football Championships. Delano Webb netted 3 of the goals for Enams, whose other goals were scored by Atias Enville 2, and a goal each by Kevin Webb, Adamo Johnson, and Nyron Cumberbatch. Joronda Jardine converted the goal for Mount Pleasant. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
This is Jake's Kitchen, the most trendy place to customize your kitchen in all of SVG. And when we say trendy, you better believe it's hot. Because we've got the latest in stylish kitchen accessories and fittings at astonishingly available prices. Guaranteed to make your kitchen bling bling. And our new arrivals will do just that. Step up to our showroom, upstairs Caribbean Glass in Kingstown, and make your kitchen the envy of all. When you're customized by Jake's Kitchen, you don't keep up with the neighbors. Oh no, the neighbors better keep up with you.
Enter.
Sultana Alia.
Speak.
It is your humble servant, Chef Abdallah.
Kifek.
Please tell me what to prepare for the people.
Chef Abdallah, whatever you prepare for the Sultan, prepare for my people.
The Sultan Restaurant, serving up the best in local cuisine. Your own custom roti station and pizza station. Delicious kebabs, chicken shawarma wraps, hamburgers designed just the way you like it. Vegetarian, no problem. We got you covered too. Just in case you love to eat, come and test our buffet. Available every single day. Hosting an event and need personalized catering? Let the Sultan come to you. The Sultan Restaurant. Eat like a sultan.
Pete is a perfectionist and a profound performer who perseveres proudly, procuring a promotion per annum. Meanwhile, Freddie frustratedly fumbles to figure out his own formula for fulfillment. Pete preserves his prime physical condition by picking at perfect produce, perfecting posture while pumping ponderous poundages, pursuing personal peace, and prudently purchasing prime sleeping apparatus. Your best day starts tonight with a sleep-on-it mattress from Quartz.
And now for a second look at the headlines. SVG and Ghana to establish joint commission on development to push economic relations between both countries. Assets of public officers in Grenada, which includes politicians, may soon be made public. President Trump again facing criticism after saying he will take damaging information from a foreign power on 2020 presidential opponents. And in sports, West Indies to host India in August for 2 test series. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Yvesta Bowens. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. So play as much as you can. Monthly prices to be won. Set for Life. A brand new house. Set for Life. A brand new car. Set for Life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for Life. Did your day done set? Set for Life. December 28th. Set for Life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for Life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner. Turn your own keys. Set for Life.
This season, experience all the sports you love. Whether on a large screen or a mobile device, you've got the best seat in the house. Share the moment with you and your family from wherever you are with the latest products from Quartz. Get it now with Ready Finance. Don't miss a moment of the action. It's Sports Mania at Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Dolores, Elizabeth.